That's right.
99.9 WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, and we are back with you for another Activated Mornings segment here on WEFM. It is a Talk to Us segment. And Dianna and I just had a good laugh at coming down to the end of that song with your two lie. So she's saying, well, if you hit me, I'm letting everybody know it's pong for pong. All right, it's pong for pong. We ain't taking no lash and then saying we lying, all right? All right, so we are in the Talk to Us segment. The number to call to get interactive with us is 457-9997, all right? You can pose a new question to us. You can talk about something that we spoke about this morning that you want to share your input on. This segment is specifically for you, the listeners, to become even more interactive with us, all right? And as usual, we are going to give you 10 seconds to call. And if you don't, we are going to head into our scheduled topic. All right. So 10 seconds starting as of now. All righty, so we have someone on the line. Hi, caller, good morning.
Rise and shine, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mason.
Good morning.
How are you both this morning?
We're fine, we're fine.
Yeah. Well, I what I should say, endorse everything that Adrian said this morning. In fact, we discussed it last week, didn't we?
We discussed part of it, yes, in terms of wanting to see national debates, yes. Mm-hmm.
I just love the debate. I think that should be good, interesting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got a just call to endorse what Adrian said this morning. And say good morning.
All right, we appreciate hearing from you.
Okay, there, good day.
All right, take care. Okay. And that was Mr. Mason just hitting us up this morning. All right. So the phone lines are open if you wish to call. Giving you 5 seconds. All right. So we have somebody on the line. Hi, caller. Good morning. Morning, Dave. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, my lovely lady. How art thou?
Thee is fine. Thee is fine. And thou?
I asked you alone, you know. I was going to my Dianna just now.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, so take it one at a time. So thee is fine. And thou?
I'm okay. Well, you seem to be talking. I hope you all didn't get screw up in trying well sometime. I hear you talking for Dianna and Dianna talking for you. So I hope you don't get cross-thread there. Because I just want to respond. Listen to that music just out there with man and woman. Do you think this will ever stop? Man, especially according to how you are brought up, how you are oriented, what culture, the culture you grew up in, and so on. Do you think that will ever stop? Especially
if domestic violence will ever stop? I mean, violence would always exist. It existed since back in biblical days.
I wasn't thinking of the violence. I was thinking of the man and woman relationship where, you know, somebody always seemed to be shortchanging or somebody always telling lies and that sort of thing.
No, that's interpersonal relationships. No, that won't change. Because remember, people are different. Two individuals would always be different. Okay. So, yeah.
Because you might believe in horning your fella, as well as the fella might believe in horn in the woman. I'm just looking at that because I've had so many experiences of that. I mean, seeing, hearing, and when all is said and done, it all boils down to your maturity, your experience. I mean, some of us, for me, if I smell something that doesn't smell well, all I know, I will just withdraw easily, especially if it can be a very contentious situation. You just bow out peacefully and that sort of thing.
As it
For
should be.
instance, I would like, for right now, for instance, as I get nearer and nearer to my 10-year hair note, I would like to apologize nationally, regionally, and internationally to those who can hear my voice, to all those women who can hear my voice. If I ever did them anything wrong, hurt them in any way, I wish to make this public apology.
Woman,
Right?
come forward. I want to know what they've do.
Yeah, you go off and know. You go off and know that. Yeah. And here you alone. There are many. So I just think. I mean, before I leave any unfinished tasks or whatever, and you always will leave unfinished tasks. That's a common expression by of a custom here and there. I don't want to leave no task undone. But for me, I know I came into the world. I had nice, lovely, unforgettable experiences with the other sex. And as I matured, I learned to understand and appreciate what I want and what I don't want. So if I found a cantankerous woman or evil woman, as they would say, I just leave you right there. Just like how some women do it, because it takes two to tangle, and how much it take to untangle? The same two of you to untangle. But I mean, I know sometimes the results could be disastrous, deadly, and that sort of thing. So to all you beautiful women, all you women who have shared my life with, if I hurt you, get in touch with me right away and let me apologize.
You reach out to them, Dave. If you're going to be the one offering the apology, find a way to reach out to them.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm in the process of doing that right now.
Oh, this is step one.
I have to go and call somebody for their birthday. I tried this morning. I don't know what. I didn't get no response, but I have a woman on the international scene there and I had a lovely relationship. So if you heard me, well, I'm going to call her name, so nobody ain't going to know who he be, but I have to try and get him as soon as I done. Have a good day. Thank you.
All right, Dave. Bye-bye. All right. So, yeah, I think Dave just said something there. I wonder how many men, when they have, gotten to a stage of a bit more maturity and realizing that they have hurt persons in the past, women in particular, and especially in romantic context, if they ever reach back out and apologize to this woman. Yes. I mean, the thing of it is that I don't see anything wrong with it. She can accept or she doesn't have to accept, but if within your own self, your own conscience beating you down, as Dave said, maybe before leaving this world, because you also might not want for, the last memory somebody has of you is hatred. Yet, right? Sometimes it's good to try to make amends, no matter how long after it has been. I mean, she doesn't have to entertain the conversation for a very long period. But, interestingly, your reaction reminds me of something a friend did once where, let me see who the friend is. So she got a call and somebody was reaching out to her to, just to have a conversation, checking up on her and so forth. And she was just about ready to hang up the phone. She's like, we are not in conversation. You and I don't speak. Why are you calling me after all this time? Okay. And I was like, maybe you could have just hear him out and then hang up the phone and say, this is it. Let's not have a conversation ever again. I also remember one time a guy apologized to me for something and he didn't even know what he was apologizing for. And I just told him, save it. Because it made no sense to me. Like, you come in to apologize and you don't know exactly what it is that you did. All he knew is that I was upset. And I was upset for a very long time. I was like, save it, So, Yeah, but sometimes, little things, just the little things. So, Dianna, you don't believe in this reaching out to ask
I've just
to say
laughed
sorry?
because, well, you can, but as I'm thinking about this, I'm just remembering that somebody did that, and I had to laugh because I don't think that I responded very well. Because after you've done what you've done, I mean, you can say sorry. I don't have a problem with if you think that you ought to reach out to people. By all means, go ahead and do that. It's up to the person how they're going to respond to you. Me, for one, once I goodbye. Like
Once you've moved past it, you don't want to hear anything at all.
No, that's fine.
So suppose this person,
in prayer.
But this is the thing. Suppose that they are dying, they know that they're dying, and they're just trying
Jesus on their
to.
deathbed, not me.
Yeah.
It depends, and I'm growing. Of course, I expect to grow a little bit more mature and be. I am forgiving. I do forgive, and that's me. I forgive you and I move on. I don't really want to hear about you again. I don't really want to speak to you. You don't need to apologize to me or anything like that. I just bye.
I think my thing is, once you've offered the apology, don't expect that things will be crisp and curry afterwards, right? You've offered the apology, you've said your part. Don't think that everybody after that would have to interact with you as they did at the very beginning of your relationship or your friendship or whatever. Don't have that assumption. Just say a piece and move on.
And sometimes when they're coming back to apologize, it's because they want another chance.
Yeah, but sometimes you can see straight through that as well too. So yeah, all right. With Dianna's face. All right, so let's go into our topic that we scheduled for at this time. All right, let's move off of that topic of forgiveness because it ain't really hitting home with Dianna this morning. All right, so we are going to be talking about our grandparents wrong for refusing to babysit their grandchildren.
Yes,
right.
Grandparents. Why y'all don't want to babysit them kids?
All right, so I'm going to play a clip. I am hoping that we actually hear it, but all right, so I'm going to play a clip at this time. And this was a lady a grandmother who went on a rant a couple of years ago, but it triggered a memory for me yesterday. So let's go with this. All right, so.
Let me tell you, the new generation, y'all millennials, y'all got it all. The reason why is because because I became a grandparent does not automatically make me the babysitter or a daycare. Grandparents, true grandparents, they're supposed to raise their children right to where when y'all start having kids, y'all can financially provide for your own children and secure their daycare so you can go to work, so you can go out, so you can do anything else. Grandparents.
See, let me tell you where you got it wrong.
No. True grandparents are supposed to be able to call for their grandkids. Y'all supposed to come over here. No, that's for the daddies. That's for the daddies. When the daddies ain't in the home, that's where they go for the daddies.
Oh,
they go to their daddies for the summer because y'all got to split custody. That's how y'all got up. Grandparents are supposed to be able to come to your house and stay with you and visit with their grandkids. You're supposed to be able to drop your kids off when your grandparents call for them and in their leisure time. Grandparents are not supposed to be daycares. Everybody's time is valuable. We have our own life. We work very hard to get everybody out of the house. Why would we want to raise your kids and keep your kids? That's out of order. But black people, the black culture is so dysfunctional. That's why y'all think that grandparents is supposed to be keeping kids and raising kids.
All right. So that grandmother, the clip is actually a lot long. It's like 2 more minutes long, right? But I always remember this clip because yesterday I came across something where a couple, they have a baby and they wanted for the grandmother to look after the child. And the grandmother was like, no. So then they turn around and tell the grandmother, but we have him all the time. You can have him, you can have him this time. And then, so then the grandmother was like, but no, you've asked me 3 times for this week already to look after this child. And the one of them said, but you're so selfish. As in telling you the grandmother this. So it jogged my memory with regards to this particular clip. So what do you think? Are grandparents selfish for wanting to want to babysit?
Nah, I don't think they are. I was just playing. We would really like it if we ask for them to babysit, and they'll be like, yeah, sure, no problem. But they do have the right to say no if they have things to do. Like this woman said, they do have a life. If they have things that they have to go out and do, by all means, they need to be able to go and live their life and do right. I mean, as parents, it's our responsibility. It's our thing. It's not it's not that they have to hold the child or they have to do anything. It's our child.
And I think, and she said something
Just
that's
like to help.
she said something that is correct in that it should be her call whether or not she wants to spend time with this child,
Yeah.
right, or her grandchildren. It should be something that she looks forward to, as opposed to the children just being landed on her, right? And as she correctly said, she already did her part by raising her own children. She not expecting to turn around after these years, after, okay, let's say 16, 18 years of raising a child, to have to turn around and raise another child again. So, yeah, and I always find it interesting where, I think sometimes grandparents are put in such a spot where it's difficult for them to want to refuse, because they also are looking out for the best interest of their grandchildren, right? And many times they put the interest of their grandchildren above their own needs. Whereas you have the parents of these children who just gallivanting and doing what they want.
Yeah, true.
Right? So, sometimes I cannot fault a grandparent for saying, no, I am going to take this child when it's convenient for me to take this child, and not when you think you can just land this child on me, so.
Yeah. I just don't want my mama to hear that.
Well, but the thing of it, no, but Dianna, in your case, your mother does it. Your mother does it when it is that it's a bit challenging for you, when you're very busy, but it's not an everyday thing that you're doing. She isn't raising your son full time.
Well, true.
Right, so that's the difference. She knows that she's helping out in particular situations, but
she do curse at times.
She does.
Yep.
Okay.
But
well, so I hope your mother isn't hearing this in truth
at all.
Yeah, but I think as children just need to be a little bit more mindful. You have made the decision to bring a child into the world. Your child isn't the responsibility of your parents. All right. So we have to be a little bit more considerate, a little bit more mindful. And sometimes when people come down to the retirement age, and people don't always want to admit it, but it's work to raise a child. It is work. And why would you want to pass on that stress to your parents, especially when they're getting a bit older? So we have to be mindful of these little things. So
true.
You're good?
Yeah.
All right. So anything else you want to wrap up with?
Just, grandparents, we have agreed that it is your right to say no. You don't have to. We know that, the parents are the parents and it is their responsibility. But, we just really like it at times.
Because we need the village.
Yes.
And grandparents are the best village.
Yes. Sometimes if we have nowhere else for the child to go.
And she's speaking so softly.
I only got one. It's just one. It's just one kid, and he big. He could do stuff. Put him to clean, wash the dishes.
Find good use for him.
I would like for my mother to consider him as more of an extra hand, to help.
Oh Lord. All right, let me head out to this segment. Yes, all right. So time in SVG, it is.
I'll just say retirement is retirement from everything.
I agree with you, Kojo. I totally agree. All right. We're only doing things in retirement that we actually want to do.
And somebody else says hire a babysitter.
Yep. All right. So we're gonna head on out. As the timer in SVG, it is 9:46.